Bags of rice have reduced from about 150,000 to less than 50,000 naira now. Bag of rice is selling for 45,000. But when you go to restaurants, food is still expensive. So you are wondering. So we need more people to disrupt the market because it's not really reflective. Prices of fuel has crashed. I think we started from about 1,100, 1,200. Now we're around 800. But people that take commercial buses are still paying a lot. Even the government BRT, the prices is still expensive. Even for the government's own buses, the price is not reflective. So we need more business people to participate and disrupt the market.
Imagine if all states around Nigeria, 36 states, the governors pass a law that, look, we want to see food reduction, we want to see transportation reduction, we want to see A, B, C, D, to go back. We were talking about bread the other time, I think on air. There's only one place in Nigeria that has reduced bread. I'm not advertising them, Boko. Every other person is still selling that bread for 1.5, 1.3.
And the cost of flour has come down by over 40%.
In fact, as of between December to January, he hit a 28%.
This is suit business landscape. Nigerian Naira has traded below 1,400 Naira to the dollar level on the official market for the first time in over 1 year. Now, this is making a key psychological and market milestone for the currency. The move signals improving sentiments following recent reforms in the foreign exchange market. Now, data from the Central Bank of Nigeria show that Nigeria foreign exchange market rate strengthened to 1,396 Naira 99 kobo for $1. That was on Thursday, yesterday, improving from 1,004.48. That's 1,400 Naira 48 kobo, recorded on Wednesday. The shift confirms the Naira's return below the 1,400 threshold after an extended period of weakness above that level. Analysts said the appreciation reflects improved liquidity, increased foreign inflows, and tighter market alignment under the CBN's reforms. However, they are cautioning that sustaining gains will depend on consistent FX supply. It also depends on stable revenue and investor confidence. That is for sure. Now, market watchers are saying the level remains a key support zone with further strengthening likely if, mark the word, if reforms hold. Now, between me and you, we want to wake up one day and see Naira at 800. Now, for those that are stacking and stashing dollars somewhere, I don't know what your mind is, but let's talk about it on this table. How is this going to affect food stuff? As in the common things now, the most common things. How is this going to affect it if we see this going down as fast as it's happening now?
Two things needs to happen. The value of the Naira needs to continue to gain strength, and we need more competitive businesses in our economy, because what we've seen is that dollar has moved from almost 2,000 naira to a naira to what it is now, which is a little below 1,400, and people have not really seen differences in the prices of commodity. Pharmaceutical drugs, for example, has become more expensive. Prices have not dropped. So we need more competitive businesses that would disrupt the market. That is what we need. I'll give an example. There's a new restaurant now in Southwest, and they just eat Lagos. They are selling a very big bowl of rice with chicken with plantain for less than 4,000 naira. You cannot find that anywhere. And they are making profits too. And they have offices in the prime areas too, in VI. So, and they are paying rent, they are paying whatever, they are paying what other businesses are hiding over, which is overhead. And they are still able to deliver affordable food for people. When you go there around the clock, from as early as 7 a.m., late till midnight, you see people queuing up. So we need people that can disrupt the market that way with other commodities, especially pharmaceutical drugs, food. Bags of rice have reduced from about 150,000 to less than 50,000 naira now. Bag of
That's
rice is
for
selling
the-
for 45,000. But when you go to restaurants, food is still expensive.
It's
So
not
you are
reflecting.
wondering, it's not reflect, but somebody is disrupting the market now, selling big chicken, rice, and plantain for 4,000 naira. So we need more people to disrupt the market because it's not really reflective. Prices of fuel has crashed. I think we started from about 1,100, 1,200. Now we're around 800. But people that take commercial buses are still paying a lot. Even the government BRT, the prices is still expensive. Even for the government's own buses, the price is not reflective. So we need more people to disrupt the market. In the transportation business, there's shuttlers. I like them. They are not super cheap, but at least they have a price that is stable. People know what they are paying for. So if you want to take shuttlers throughout the month, for example, you are sure that this is what your transportation is going to cost. So we need more business people to participate and disrupt the market. The only way Nigerian businesses know how to do business is by greed profits. We need more people that are looking at the numbers and not just profits per unit. People that are looking
Not
at
short-term profit.
people that are looking at the numbers, and that is what the new restaurant chain is looking at. So eventually they make more money than every other person because, like I said, they have constant traffic for over 12 hours, from 7 a.m. to midnight, which is like 13, 14 hours a day.
Okay. That's
Before you ask any question,
Okay, go
please
ahead.
let's drop this. So, Oga has been telling
You say
us,
drop this.
let us drop it. If he has told us about the place that is 4,000. I think it makes sense for us to test and see
Can we
that
say
the Lord is good.
Can we say it makes more sense?
So that
So I
after
mean, are we putting it
are
to
we
you?
on you? We put it to you now. That
To do what?
We want to test if what you have said is true. So after SPL, we'll just go there so you can buy us the rice and the big chicken.
Do
That's fine.
we need to go there?
Oh, we
Okay,
can even
let's stay on this table now.
yes, back to the
Okay, looking at 1,004, it used to be 1,006, 1,008, at the point in time 1,009,
Yes.
and the black markets, as we call it, was holding sway. But right now we are seeing the official market now also being able to control the black market. So it's not like what it used to be before. You can't just get rich overnight thanks to a ringtone from CBN crediting your account, because that was what's happening before this particular administration.
Yes.
So everything has been floated. But right now we're seeing prices dropping. But just like Amin said, it's not directly reflecting on the everyday consumables.
Okay.
What should the government be doing now?
So before we run to the government, there's something we also need to know. It means the government should also be doing more. Because according to CBS News, the dollar has been sinking internationally. It has
Okay.
dropped 3%.
Okay.
So it means that with the way we are pushing our Naira, there are still some saboteurs within government.
So it should have gone below
It should
1.4.
have gone below 1.4. It should hit 800, like you said by now. Because if all over the world, the dollar has been sinking since January. In fact, they said it has hit its lowest in 4 years. It has been sinking for over 2 years. It's going down in every country. And so it means that it's not even going down fast enough because of all the reforms we are doing.
Okay.
We know that the federal government has been able to, at least right now, we now have our backing, our money is, what do you call it again in the bank, our reserves. We
Okay.
have our reserves. We have about something $billion that is
48.
47, and that's the highest in 10 years.
that is sitting pretty. The last time we had something this much was during Obasanjo's tenure. So the federal government needs to be pushing what is happening. Why is the dollar not even falling as fast as it was climbing? If there's a 3% decline and we are doing well. Now back to food prices. We would hold also federal, state, local government responsible. We're supposed to have a consumer protection council. We're supposed to have people who monitor what is happening. Why are they not monitoring? We saw during the Christmas, we saw the Mushin local government chairman come out and ensure that people that were carrying, I think, 500 for Mushin to Oshodi, he told them, what's the meaning of this rubbish? Oh yeah, 200. And he was there for over an hour and he gave an instruction that this a command. We saw some other local government people do it. We saw, I think, the governor in Ibadan or should come out and threatened. They were carrying, instead of 2,000 from there to Lagos, they started carrying 4,000. And it was like, Kilo Shele, there's no fuel, and you see, so imagine if all states around Nigeria, 36 states, the governors pass a law that, look, we want to see food reduction, we want to see transportation reduction, we want to see A, B, C, D, to go back. We were talking about bread the other time, I think on air. There's only one place in Nigeria that has reduced bread. I'm not advertising them, Boko. Every other person is still selling that bread for 1.5, 1.3.
And the cost of flour has come down by over 40%.
In fact, as of between December to January, he hit a 28%. So there is, like I said, the local government, the federal government, and this is even for President Tinubu, because when he came in, people said, oh, he was the Pharaoh that came to make the children of Israel cry. Because, of course, there was removal of fuel subsidies, a lot of hikes in prices and all that. Right now, things are stabilizing. He needs to be very intentional. His administration needs to be very intentional. They need to come out. They need to call people. Because every time they increase fuel, nobody talks about old stock. I was in a TV station, I was in a TV house the other time, trying to buy a television from somebody, and they were telling me that it's old stock they have. And I was showing them, this is the dollar rate. This is what this should be going for. It shouldn't be going for 1.5. It should be going for 1.2. And they said, it's old stock. And I said, for over how many years? But as soon as the dollar is increased, before it even reflects in the market, you increase your prices.
The old stock becomes new price.
Bam! So the federal government has a very critical role to play. We want to see cheaper food prices. We want to see transportation especially. There are so many things. Because if the taxation is going to come in place, it means you're going to be removing a chunk of people's salaries. If things are not going down, the inflation we are trying to fight, that we have been fighting since, is going to look as if the government is doing nothing. So for me, the ball is at their court right now. Election year is next year. The government needs to prove himself, doing a lot of wonderful things, but until the masses start to feel it, inflation is just numbers until the masses start to feel it.
Inflation is just numbers.
I'd like to add that the federal government should stick to the macroeconomics. The micro of it is the subnationals. Okay. The transportation example that you gave, it was effective because it was the local council that handled it. I can't imagine the Minister of Transportation deploying to all the neighborhood in Lagos, talk less of the entire Nigeria. So the subnationals needs to have their hands on deck, okay, to handle the micro of it. Government, the federal, should continue doing what they are doing in terms of the macro to make us look good, to attract investment. But when the investment comes, he's going to be sitting in local councils in states. Those are the people that will determine whether they are giving them an enabling environment. If there is going to be a Omonile problem, you don't expect Tinubu to come and solve a Omonile problem for you when investor from Qatar is already here. So it's all hands on deck, and they all have their own resources. So they need to deploy, and they are the closest to the people.
Okay, now let's
before you run in, so imagine road safety stops a bus that is traveling from Lagos to Benin, and the federal government has said reduce prices, and like they used to do during the Abacha era, you tell me the price from Lagos to Benin, you tell me the fuel price, because Abacha's government suffered a lot of hindrances at that time. So we know
that particular period there was a manifest on the dashboard.
There was a manifest. So you tell me Lagos to Benin is 800 naira. And road safety stops you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how much did they carry you people?
But we are no longer running that kind of economy. We are running an economy that supports competition.
That's what I'm saying. We support competition.
If government wants to fix prices, the economy is not going to work.
It is, you should not go beyond. It's like your mobile phone.
If you want to do that, ma.
That's
if you want to do that.
All your mobile network, they are independent people. But there's a tariff, there's a price. SMS charges shouldn't be between more than 7 naira to 6 naira. Some people still charge 4, some charge 5, some charge 7. So it's your choice.
So we're looking at percentage of profit.
So you shouldn't be carrying from Lagos to Benin, for example, more than 2.5.
It's going to limit the economy.
You see,
because investors are going to take the money elsewhere.
I will disagree with you.
No, hold on. Let me tell you what can work. Let me tell you what can work. What can work is that all the state government and the federal government needs to invest in transportation that can move at least 70%. Other countries, if you go to all the major cities in the world, everybody take the government buses. So if you now choose to take private, is for you want extra comfort, extra whatever, and that is what you are paying for. And there are so many of them working in that space, and that is how they come about Uber. For example, if government is going to dictate how much transportation will be, there will never would have been Uber.
So they are pegged.
Sure.
My friend
No,
was...
so, but hold on. The way government is checking the prices is how much they charge on their own transportation. So if you are in London, for example, and you are in New York, if you want to take Uber, Uber will charge you whatever they want to charge you, $50, $40, $30. But you know behind your mind that if you take government buses, it's £3, it's £5. So if you choose to pay, then that is you. And then Uber cannot go too crazy because they know that people can just go and take a £4 bus or £3 train. So if government start investing in this mass transit, which is train, they are now doing train in Kano. Federal government is funding Lagos for the marina to Ibejuleki. So when they do that and they connect, people have alternative. For example, this Lagos to Ibadan, Lagos to Abeokuta, those buses cannot go too crazy because people can take train.
So now, can I come in? So why I would strongly disagree with you. About a year plus, my friend was in Qatar, and they took a private, the taxis are private owned, but police officers know the rates. So they know that, for example, from VI here, it's not supposed to be more than 2,500 or 3,000. Now, hold on. In Qatar, they realize that when tourists come in, there are some drivers who want to hike the price. And so if you have been in Qatar before, and you have been chopped, people that will tell you that, okay, what you do is once they hike the price, you call the police, you start trouble, say you are not going to pay. Once the police officer comes, they check the meter. And once they check the meter, immediately they look at the driver starts to apologize. Now, why are these systems there? They are there because they do not want their foreigners, people that are coming in on tourist visas, to be chased away. The government understands the importance of the people and people not being cheated. The government also understands that the human factor will make you want to cheat people. What am I saying? Government pegs Lagos to Benin 2.5. Some people will carry 1.5. Some people will carry 1.8. If you feel you are too exclusive, 2,000. What safety stops you the way they stop for routine checks? Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Please, how much did you pay? No matter how they have threatened you in the park, somebody inside the bus will say, Ogbeni, 3,000 last all. And so the government is sorting it. As much as government should invest, government cannot, especially in Nigeria, we have too many things. If government is going to invest in BRT and trains, it means we are going to take another loan again. We are still owing.
Those are states.
No.
Not federal.
No, I'm saying federal. Wait, hold on, sir. Let's do this. Federal, state. So at this point in time, it's rub your hand, I rub mine. There are a lot of transportation businesses. Do we encourage them? Yes. But in Nigeria, we must put a peg. I will also go back to Singapore. In Singapore has one of the most effective economies. Why? Because there are rules and regulations. Transportations are pegged. Even for foreign investors that run, shipping is pegged. Everything is pegged. You don't go beyond. As small as if you go, you are looking at jail term. Why? Because when the country came in, they realized that there's something called human factor. Human beings will want to take advantage of people. And we have that factor in Nigeria. Rainfalls, transportation for 500 goes to 1.5. You don't have a choice but to enter. Even the BRTs you are talking about, rain is falling, BRT people will tell you that the bus coming is not coming. You will see a BRT empty parked somewhere. The human factor. So if there are rules and regulations, not more than a certain price, guess what? The masses will feel the change that the government is bringing.
Okay, let me quickly add.
Yes.
Singapore that you made mention of,
yes,
and the Qatar that you made mention of, they don't run the kind of economy that we run. That is one. Secondly, in places where they have taxes, I agree with you. In London, in all these cities, the taxes, they have meters, which is like a way of the union and the government agreeing to say, this is how much we take. However, there are still private operators, and there are people that still opt for private operators. So it still goes to what I say, which is the meter taxes are there. The Uber are there. Government do not set price for Uber. Uber can say surge. Uber can say whatever and charge whatever. But as a consumer, you know that you have the alternative of meter taxi, government bus, and you can choose
Private luxury.
So at the end of the day, if you look at it, the concept of it is healthy competition. When there is competition, prices will come down.